Hi guys, welcome to Club Today. On the agenda, we first have Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which this week we are going to have some staff tell you some scary stories which are true that have happened to them. So make sure you stay tuned and listen to those. And then following that, we are going to have a Netflix scavenger hunt. Make sure you tune into that because there will be prizes available for those that participate in it. And as a reminder, today is prize pickup day. So if you have won a prize throughout this week, come pick it up from Club today between 5 and 6.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. For this week, I thought that telling you guys a different kind of scary story might be fun. And so instead of reading from a book or something that I found on the internet, I'm gonna tell you guys a real life scary story that happened to me. And I think in everyone's lives, they have these moments or these scary moments that they just remember forever because of how scared they were during that time. And today I'm gonna tell you guys mine. So, the way that this story happened was this happened on a night where I had been up late doing some homework for one of my college classes and studying for some tests and just doing like a lot of school stuff. You guys know what that's like, staying up till midnight to get your homework done. And so I had gone to bed like much later this night than I usually do. And so fast forward a couple hours, it's about 3:30 in the morning, and all of a sudden I am like jolted awake, and before I even realize what's happening, I am sitting straight up in my bed, and my eyes are just wide open and I am fully awake. And what woke me up was the sounds of my dogs barking. And so if you guys have dogs, or even if you've like just been around dogs, you know that they have like different barks for different things. They don't have the same bark that they do all the time. Like if they need to go outside, that's a different bark from if they're maybe like hungry or something. If they are trying to get your attention, or if they like see someone they don't know, those are all different kinds of barks, and you can kind of identify them if you've been around your dog long enough. And so, unfortunately, the bark that I recognized immediately when I was jolted awake was "there's a stranger, that's someone I don't know" bark. And so I'm sitting up in my bed, and quicker than I can even think and process what's going on, I'm already out of my bed. So I shoot out of my bed and I run to my bedroom door and I throw it open. I don't know what my plan was for if there had been someone there, but something took over and I was like, I need to know what's going on. And so I threw my bedroom door open, and I think that my dogs heard like kind of the commotion of me moving around, and they calmed down and stopped their barking. And so I'm standing in my hallway at this point, and like I said, it's 3:30 in the morning, so it's the dead of night. It is so quiet. And I yell out for my roommate, and she responds back. And in her voice, I can hear that she is like just as like confused and scared as I am. And I ask her like, what's going on? And she pauses for just a couple moments, and then she says, I don't know. She had no clue what was going on. She was still in her room. And so I, in that moment, had just like a couple seconds to just think about what I needed to do next. I had a few different options. I could go investigate and see what was going on. I could go back to bed and just like really hope that there was nothing going on. Or I even thought maybe I should go hide. Like, what should I hide? I don't know. And I think it was one of those fight or flight things that takes over, where you don't really know what you're gonna do until you're in that moment and you're already doing it. Is I think exactly what happened to me, because before I like really processed what was happening, I'd frozen there for about 30 seconds, and then before I like really processed it, I was already walking to my front room. I was like, I need to go see what's happening. I can't just go back to bed. And so I hurry from my hallway through my kitchen and flip my light on into the front room. I flip it on, and I don't see anything. At this point, the dogs had calmed down. They were in their kennels, and their kennels kind of were facing the front door. And they're calm now. They're just like laying there like nothing had happened. And I check on them and I kind of see what they're doing, and they seem okay. And there's nobody in the room. There's nowhere that anyone could be hiding. And I am more confused than before. I was like, that is like, what? Why would you guys bark like that? Like that? Like, why would you scare me? That was so scary. And so I'm like, okay, like there's nothing that I can do. And at this point, I'm like, I'm not going outside to like really do like a perimeter check. I was like, I'm gonna go back to bed, I guess. So I shut off the light and I walk back to my room and I shut the door and I lay down. And at this point, it's about like 3:35, maybe 3:40. Not a lot of time had passed since I had first like woken up. And I lay back down, and my heart is still beating so fast that I'm thinking like, I'm not gonna be able to go back to sleep. Like there's no way I can go back to sleep after this, but you know, maybe I'll just try to lay here and calm down. And so it was like no sooner than I had laid down that I hear this noise at my front door. And the noise sounded just like, and I hear that, the dogs start going crazy again, and I shoot up in bed again. And I'm like, okay, now I know there's somebody outside. Like now I understand that they are barking at something that's real. There's a real threat here. And so I shoot out of bed again and I run to my door and I throw it open. And at this point, my roommate was already in the hallway because she's like, we're figuring this out. And so we walk around and we go to our back door. We open it up and we don't see anything. Not that we expected to see anything, because our dogs are barking at the front door, not the back door. But, you know, just cover your bases. And so we checked in our backyard and we didn't see anything. So we shut the door, locked it, and then continued through the house. And we get to our front room, and again, we hear, and we were like, there it is, there's somebody there. Someone is literally at our front door, and it's 3:45 in the morning. This isn't good. This doesn't look like it's gonna end well, but we're like, we have to figure this out. We can't just ignore it, even though I kind of really wanted to. And the dogs are once again just barking, going crazy at the front door, because now we're hearing what they had been hearing. And so we're all on the same page. There's someone outside our front door. And in this moment of bravery, my roommate goes to the front door, and I just kind of like hold my breath, and she throws the front door open, because we're going to confront whatever's happening, whether we like it or not, whether they like it or not. This has to end. So she throws the front door open, and I'm just sitting there and I hold my breath, and then I hear her yell out the name of someone that I am very familiar with. And that name was my neighbor's dog. It was my neighbor's dog that had been outside the whole time. And so what happened was, we love our neighbor's dog very much. He'll come over to visit us during the day usually to get some treats or like some belly scratches and just to hang out. But for whatever reason, this night he had thought, you know what, 3:30 a.m. that's a good time for a house call. That's a good time to visit someone. And so he came over to our house, and then we eventually saw him do this, and we watched him do this. The way that our door is that we have our normal door, but in front of that we have a screen door. And with a lot of screen doors, the bottom of it is kind of like this aluminum, like metal slate. And if you touch it or just knock it, hit it, because it's like that material, the sound really resonates. And so touching it like this sounds like that. And we witnessed him lift his paw up and hit our door like that because he wanted to come inside. Possibly the world's smartest dog, knows how to knock at a door, but possibly the scariest dog because he knows how to knock on a door at 3:30 in the morning. And so we witnessed this dog lift his paw up and hit our screen door, and it made that noise, and we were both like, are you kidding me? We had been so scared. We had thought there's someone breaking in this house. But the person outside our door turned out to be our neighbor's dog. So I hope you guys enjoyed that story. It's fun to talk about now. It wasn't fun at the time when it happened, but it makes for a great story now because it has a really, really good ending. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this scary story, and I hope you guys come back next week. Maybe we'll do another staff scary story, or maybe we'll read a story. I don't know yet, but you'll have to come back next week to find out. All right, bye guys. Have a good week.
Okay, and now we're going to start our Netflix scavenger hunt, so stay tuned to win some prizes.
Hi, my name is Denise.
And I'm Bonnie.
And today we are going to do the Netflix scavenger hunt. So Bonnie did Our Planet last week. This week it's the same series, and we're gonna do Frozen Worlds. This one was very interesting. So I'm just gonna give you guys a heads up. Some of the parts are probably not the happiest, but that's just part of life. Animals sometimes get hungry in the ocean, and they might eat other animals, and that is okay. So we have 7 questions. If you answer them answer the questions while you're watching the video. It's a little bit easier like that, but whatever works for you is fine. One of the questions that I put on here what do orcas hunt? Another one is, what technique does the polar bear use to get its food? So it's all about, everything takes place in Antarctica. So it's a really cool episode. So I hope that all you teens can watch it and enjoy it and learn some fun facts. I know I did. So after you finish this, you're going to upload a picture with your answers, and you're going to pick a number between 1 and 24, and you're going to send it to the royteen@bcgweaverdavis.org. And again, you're going to get to win some really cool prizes. So
Be lots of fun.
it will.
All right, thanks for joining us for Club today, and we hope to see you Monday.